TAWERS valve 2 for general purpose settings, TAWERS only, use this function to specify the usage of the valve 2. For gas valve for welding or for general purpose. 1. Setting procedure, gas valve for welding, use it as a gas valve. The gas is turned off when the robot goes in hold, emergency stop or arc lock state. General purpose, use it as general purpose valve. The output is not turned off even if the robot goes in hold, emergency stop or arc lock state. Note in case of using it as gas valve for welding, make sure that setting is correct. If it is set to general purpose, executing hold operation also does not turn off the valve automatically. 14.1.14 Selected welder output, TAWERS only, it is a function to externally identify the currently applied welding characteristics. Note the function is available only when the switching TAWERS characteristics function is applied. 1. Setting procedure specify output terminals corresponding to the welding characteristics TAWERS 1 to TAWERS 5 respectively. It is possible to specify the same output terminal to multiple welding characteristics. 2. Movements. 1. When the power is turned on, the specified output for TAWERS 1 is turned on. In case of using the resume function, the output state when the power was turned off last is restored. 2. When a program is opened in teach or auto mode. Only the output corresponds to the program is turned on, and all other outputs are turned off. In this situation, only one output is turned on. 3. When a program is executed by a call command, the output is switched to that for the called program when the called program starts. The output is switched back to the one for original call program when the called program ends. 4. When a program is executed by a PARACALL command, the output is switched to that for the called program when the called program starts. When the called program ends, the output is kept on until the next program starts. It is not switched back to the one for the original called program. Arc welding machine settings. 196 OM10090882E17. 14.1.15 Unification data reference, pulse, no pulse, TAWERS only. It is a function that allows you to specify which unification data table. Table with pulse, valid, or without pulse, invalid, you want to refer to while editing a program. Note even if a PTYPE command that switches pulse types exists in the editing program, the unification data reference functions based on the pulse type before the PTYPE command is applied. 1. Setting procedure. On the Unification individual dialog box, mark the checkbox of confirmation of invalid, valid of pulse suppressing STD button. 2. Robot movements. 1. Unification data reference, dialog box is displayed when the following operation is performed. Select either pulse invalid or pulse valid. The STD button is pressed on the screen to register one of the following commands. Arc set, crater, CRATERSLP, LPWVCND, LPWVSLP, STARTSLP. B. The STD button is pressed during the following change of weld conditions operation. Arc set, crater, LPWCOND, LPWVCND. 2. Some welding methods have no choice in pulse type, pulse invalid, pulse valid. In that case, the item not available is gray out. Arc welding machine settings. OM10090882E17197. 14.1.16 Mag Touch Start Monitor, TAWERS only, it is a function for TAWERS CO2, mag welding to detect if the torch switch is turned on while the wire is in contact with the base metal, which is called touch start. The touch start reduces the lift-up effect and causes to increase spatters at arc start. This function is useful as the number and locations of occurrences of the touch start, monitored by this function, can be a useful data to evaluate and improve the welding quality. You can specify to display items, whether the last arc start was the touch start or not, and/or the accumulated number of occurrences of the touch start on the TP. It is also possible to send an output terminal signal to an external device when a touch start occurs. With the welding log function, an optional function of TAWERS, it is also possible to record the locations, points, where touch starts occurred. 1. Settings. 1. Select Advanced Weld Settings, to display the list of advanced weld functions. 2. From the list, select Mag Touch Start Monitor, then the setting dialog box is displayed. 3. Complete the settings. Monitor output, specify an output to be turned on when a touch start occurred. The output is turned off when the arc start is executed correctly. Reset input, specify an input to turn off the monitor output and reset the counter. 2. Monitor display. 1. From the menu bar, click View, Arc Weld Info, Weld Input and then touch Start Monitor to display setting dialog box. 2. Click the Asked button to turn off the monitor output and reset the count of touch start. Note, depending on the conditions of the wire tip or the base metal, a touch start may not be detected. To confirm the status of the touch start of a program, execute the program several times. Arc Weld Weld Input Info. View. Click. Touch Start Monitor. TCH Mount Arc Welding Machine Settings. 198 OM 1009082E17. 14.1.17 Weaving Settings. 1. Initial weaving parameters when a weaving teaching point is added. Frequency F, Hertz, set the weaving frequency. Unit, Hertz, amplitude timer T1, T2, S, set how long the robot to move parallel to the main trace at each amplitude point. Unit, second. 2. Set a weaving pattern number to register, and then click the OK button. Select a number. More. Click. Teach settings. In teaching operation, when you register a point as weaving point, interpolation type, the preset weaving pattern, pattern no. Amplitude timer, timer, and weaving frequency, frequency, are automatically set to the point. Arc welding machine settings. OM 1009082E17199. 14.2 Welder data settings, Code 2, MAG, MIG, it is to set the parameters to control connected Panasonic welders. Overwrite, selected to edit the current settings. Back up the current welder and add a new welder, selected to add a new welder settings by making a copy of an existing one. When you select this item, you must specify the name of the welder or welder characteristics you want to make a copy of. Name of the backup welder. Note, welder asterisk, asterisk, represents the welder characteristics number. 14.2.1 Wire, material, weld method. It is to specify material of the wire and welding method to be applied in welding operation. Setting items vary with welder model. DC, AC, specify the applied current type, DC or AC. Material, specify material of the wire to be applied. Method, specify the applied welding method, or gas. Pulse, specify whether to use pulse or not. Wire, specify wire size, diameter, to be applied. Extension, specify wire extension from the tip of the tool. Table version, version information of welding condition table. Note. Make sure to set the setting items of this dialog box from the top, as whether each option for a setting item is selectable or not is determined by the settings of the higher items. And only selectable options are displayed. The table version, asterisk asterisk standard table, is the version for the standard table. Settings must be performed for each welder individually if more than one welder is connected to the robot. In case of connecting with a pulsed welding power source, select one pulse control method from hybrid, hard mode or soft mode. Option. If the an optional function. Optional weld table for TAWERS, sold separately, is installed, use the setting item. Option. To select a table. For details, please contact Panasonic representatives. HD Pulse, Panasonic's original welding control method that combined pulsed mode, current waveform control method in pulsed welding, and dip mode, current waveform control method in dip transfer welding. You can switch the pulse mode during operation by executing PTYPE command. SPMAG2, High Performance Low Spatter Welding, SPMAG. It is factory set to SPMAG 2 inches at shipment. Set. Click. Arc welding. Welder * note. Hybrid hard mode soft mode. Arc. Torch. Arc. Torch. Arc. Torch arc welding machine settings. 200 OM 1009082E17. Table version and corresponding welding conditions. 14.2.2 Adjust value. It is to set an adjust value that adjust welding characteristics in whole. Current, specify the correction amperage. Setting range, -99 to +99A. Voltage, specify the correction voltage. Setting range, -9.9 to +9.9 volts. Material gas method pulse wire. Diameter extension table version description. Steel CO2. CO2 invalid. 1.015 mm. 000 standard table for WG3. 001. Table compatible with WG. The same specifications as the standard table whose version is P1 or lower, and option table CO2_old of version P2 or higher. 1.215 mm. 000 standard table for WG3. 001. Table compatible with WG. The same specifications as the standard table for WG, software version P1 or lower, and option table CO2_old for WG, software version P2 or higher. MTS CO2 invalid 1.215 mm. 000 standard table for WG3, software version 10 or earlier. 001 standard table for WG3, software version 11 or higher. Arc welding machine settings. OM 1009082E17201. 14.2.3 Wave adjust data. It is to fine-tune various welding-related parameters. Select a parameter from the list on the left window of the Wave Adjust Data dialog box. 1. Start, End. HOTCUR, Adjustment of Hot Current TAWERS, GZ4, -200 to +200, Other Welders, -3 to +3, HOTVLT, Adjustment of Hot Voltage TAWERS, GZ4, -50 to +50, Other Welders, -50 to +50, increase the value to smoothen wire feed immediate after the arc start. Decrease the value to restrain the burn back immediate after the arc start. WIRSLDN, Adjustment of wire slow down speed. TAWERS, GZ4, -50 to +50, Other Welders, -125 to +125, increase the value to shorten the time to generate arc. Decrease the value for better arc start. FTTLVL, Adjustment of GTT voltage level TAWERS, GZ4, -100 to +100, Other Welders, -50 to +50, increase the value to reduce the occurrence of the wire stick, as the end of the wire is rounded. Decrease the value for better arc start, as the end of the wire is sharpened. BBKTIME, Adjustment of burn back time adjusting value TAWERS, GZ4, -100 to +100, Other Welders, minus 20 to plus 20, increase the value to reduce the occurrence of a wire stick, as it extends the wire burning time. Decrease the value to reduce the occurrence of a burn back to the tip, as it shortens the wire burning time. HOTTM, adjustment of hot time. TAWERS, GZ4, minus 50 to plus 50, increase the value to extend the wire burning time. Decrease the value to shorten the wire burning time. BBKPULSC, adjustment of pulse number for burn back pulse processing at the end of pulsed welding. TAWERS, GZ4, 10 to plus 10, increase the value to increase burn back amount. Arc DCT delay, adjustment of the length of arc detection time at the arc start. TAWERS, 0.00 to plus 1.00, increase the value is effective to avoid chipping of the bead at the arc start point. STDC_time, the item is displayed only in AC welding, adjustment of the length of time to be in direct current, DC, state at the start of AC, alternating current, welding operation. TAWERS, 0 to plus 20, increase the value to make DC state longer. Arc welding machine settings. 202 OM10090882E17. 2. Arc waveform. ISL1, adjustment of short circuit current slope 1. TAWERS, GZ4, minus 100 to plus 100, other welders, minus 7 to plus 7, ISL2, adjustment of short circuit current slope 2. TAWERS, GZ4, minus 100 to plus 100, other welders, minus 7 to plus 7, ISC, adjustment of short circuit refraction value. TAWERS, GZ4, minus 200 to plus 200, other welders, minus 3 to plus 3, IAC, adjustment of arc current refraction value. TAWERS, GZ4, minus 200 to plus 200, other welders, minus 3 to plus 3, TSO, adjustment of short circuit transfer delay time, no unit, TAWERS, GZ4, minus 20 to plus 20, other welders, minus 3 to plus 3, TSP, adjustment of length of time to prevent wire stick. Other welders, minus 3 to plus 3, ELI, adjustment of reactance. TAWERS, GZ4, minus 50 to plus 50, SPI, adjustment of superimposed current value after releasing the short circuit. TAWERS, GZ4, minus 200 to plus 200, SPT, SP time parameter. TAWERS, GZ4, minus 300 to plus 300, NECKLVL, adjustment of neck detection level on, off, whether to use this function or not. Level. Adjust the neck detection level. TAWERS, GZ4, minus 50 to plus 50, RECVRYVOLT, adjustment of compensation voltage at no arc. On, off. Whether to use this function or not. Value. Adjusts compensation voltage. TAWERS, GZ4, 0 to plus 20. 3. Pulse start. PHOTTM, adjustment of length of time to apply arc start hot voltage. Setting range, minus 10 to plus 10, INITIP, adjustment of pulse peak current level at the arc start. TAWERS, GZ4, minus 200 to plus 200, other welders, minus 50 to plus 50, INITIP, adjustment of pulse base current level at the arc start. TAWERS, GZ4, minus 200 to plus 200, other welders, minus 50 to plus 50, INITP FRQ, adjustment of pulse frequency at the arc start. TAWERS, GZ4, minus 100 to plus 100, INITP COUNT, adjustment of pulse number at the arc start. GZ4, 10 to plus 10. Amperag. ISC. ISL2. ISL1. TS0. IAC. Shorted arc. Plus. Dash closing parenthesis opening parenthesis dash. Time arc welding machine settings. OM10090882E17203. 4. Pulse waveform. IP, peak current level in pulsed welding. TAWERS, GZ4, minus 200 to plus 200, other welders, minus 50 to plus 50, IP, base current level in the pulsed welding. TAWERS, GZ4, minus 200 to plus 200, other welders, minus 50 to plus 50, PFRQ, pulse frequency level. TAWERS, GZ4, minus 100 to plus 100, other welders, minus 50 to plus 50, rise angle level of the pulse wave. TAWERS, GZ4, minus 200 to plus 200, other welders, minus 50 to plus 50, PFALL, full angle level of the pulse wave. TAWERS, GZ4, minus 200 to plus 200, other welders, minus 50 to plus 50, pulse slope. The item is displayed when the communication speed of the applied welder is 9,600 bits per second. Adjust switch for prise and PFALL parameters, asterisk when the applied welder does not support prise, PFALL parameter, set to invalid. PCTRLBLOW, it inhibits arc blow in pulse welding. On, off. Whether to use this function or not. Default setting, off, gain value. 0.5 to 3.0, standard value, 1.0, IB2, adjustment of second base current level in the pulsed welding. TAWERS, GZ4, minus 200 to plus 200, other welders, minus 50 to plus 50, I prise, adjustment of pulse current rise level. TAWERS, GZ4, minus 70 to plus 70, other welders, minus 7 to plus 7, IPFALL, adjustment of pulse current rise level. TAWERS, GZ4, minus 70 to plus 70, other welders, minus 7 to plus 7, I peak, adjustment of pulse peak time. TAWERS, GZ4, minus 200 to plus 200, other welders, minus 50 to plus 50. Current. Time. IP PFRQ. Price PFALL arc welding machine settings. 204 OM10090882E17. 5. Pulse slope, applicable to HM3 welding power source only. PSTSLP, adjustment of the pulse start slope value. HM3, minus 50 to plus 50, PCHGSLP, adjustment of the pulse change slope value. HM3, minus 50 to plus 50, PRESP, adjustment of the pulse responsive parameter. HM3, minus 50 to plus 50. 6. Wire, WIRSPDADJ, adjustment of wire feed coefficient TAWERS, GZ4, minus 50 to plus 50, WIRSTRACC, adjusting value for acceleration of wire feed speed specified in the main welding conditions. TAWERS, GZ4, minus 50 to plus 50.0, increase the value to increase the acceleration. WIRSTRDELAY, adjusting value for delay time for switching to wire feed speed specified in the main welding condition after arc detection time. TAWERS, GZ4, minus 500 to plus 500, increase the value to make the delay time longer. WIRACDC, fine-tuning value for acceleration of wire feed speed specified in the main welding conditions. TAWERS, GZ4, minus 50 to plus 50.0, increase the value to increase the acceleration. WIRSPDADJ, WIRSTRACC, WIRSTRDELAY, WIRACDC. WIRSLDN. Wire feed speed command. Main welding. Changed condition. Wire slow down. Torch switch on arc generation changing. Speed time. Condition. Welding condition arc welding machine settings. OM10090828